Hey team, what's up? Peter Cobby here. So today we're going back through what we did on day 2. So what we're going to do is day 2 was all 60 seconds. Today is 80 seconds worth of work. So there are 8 exercises. Each has, as I said, 80 seconds. Well, all you need today is really just a bit of space. You can use a chair for some balance, but aside from that, you don't really need anything. I'm going to set the timer and we're just going to follow along. All right, guys, let's get into it. Okay, so first up we have a lateral slide. I'm going to use my little sliding hand mitt here, and all you need to do is just slide it on and out to the side. There is 40 seconds on each side for this one to give us a total of 80 seconds per exercise. What I want you to do is focus all your attention onto this left leg. The right leg slides out until you feel the stretch there, but then the left leg is the one where all your weight has to stay centered. Don't allow your foot to slide out over the other leg. Give me 2 more and then we're going to switch sides. 1, last one guys, and 2. Okay, just change legs. If you don't have a slippery floor, if you don't have like a tiled floor or a wooden floor, just use whatever you can really to slide. I've noticed people who have used books or paper plates was my favorite one. But anything really, you can just slide your foot. Okay, we've got 20 seconds left in this one. Make sure again that you're getting a nice long stretch out through the adductors of the sliding leg. The stationary leg is doing most of the work and it's just holding you into position. 10 seconds, 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4, 3, time. Slide that away. Grab onto your chair or the wall, whatever you like. Go high onto your toes. And remember this one from last time? The sissy squats. You go down and let the knees drop forward. I'm focusing just on the inside of my knees here, like just a little bit higher on that teardrop muscle. I'm making sure that at the bottom I'm feeling that really engaged, so the fibers are pulling apart, and once I feel them pull apart a little bit, then I just pull them back in. That's it, that's all this exercise is. But it's a nice burn, especially after yesterday's workout. My legs are still quite tired from that one, which makes this one today kick in a little bit quicker. And that's the goal. Okay guys, 30 seconds left with this one. See how deep you can go with this. You don't want pain in your knee. If you're getting some pain in your knee, then just soften the dip a little bit, yeah? You want to focus just on your level today. If you can get your knees to the floor, then great. If you can do a small dip of 30 degrees, then great. Go with your level. Okay, the next one that we're going to do in 8 seconds is the front kick. We're doing 40 seconds on each side. We're going to start with the right leg. So, pull the ball of the foot up onto the inside of your knee. Edge that leg forward, and remember, flex your quad as much as you possibly can. Draw it back in. This one is a nice slow movement. You don't want to kick it out, because you're not going to get anything. Take it slow. Let that bite happen. Hold that just for a fraction of a second and then pull it back in. We've got 15 seconds on this side. Make sure your grounded foot as well is actually moving out slightly to the outside. So in this case, it's my left leg moving out to the outside. My right leg is actually the knees turned out. Change sides, do exactly the same thing. So both of my toes turned out a little bit, touch the ball of the foot on the inside of that knee, and then edge it forward. You notice what you're doing with your grounded foot is really similar to what you just did for the previous exercise, right? That sissy squat. The only thing is my heel is now grounded. I'm not letting it fall forward into the front of the toes. This front leg is the one that we need to focus on for the VMO, or that teardrop muscle. And you want to feel that out here, bite. So this is contraction. The last one was an eccentric load. 1 more. That's it. So then we go back to the grounded Romanian deadlift. So I'm going to jump back a little bit here. Remember this one, you drop the knee and then kick high. Drop the knee, kick high. With this one, I'm trying to keep my fingertips at the floor. If you have the mobility to drop your palms, then drop the palms. I don't, so I'm going to stay with my fingertips at the floor. Okay,
What the focus here needs to be is on the back of the grounded leg, right up high underneath the hamstring. That's where the pull is coming from now, and that's where I want the burn to actually settle in. Change legs, do exactly the same thing. So drop your left knee, straighten the leg back up as you go. Now it's all focused on the right hand side, yeah? So now on my back of the right leg is getting that full on stretch, but I'm loading that stretch by pushing my leg out. That's the focus we've got to have for this one. We've got about 15 seconds left. Stay in it, do not stop. Fingertips at the floor. If you've got 5 fingertips touching, don't let any of them leave. If you've got 4, don't let any of those leave. Just stay consistent throughout the whole exercise. Okay, cool, that's time. So now we're going on to Curtsy Slide, which is, so right foot is going to slide back. Actually, I'll turn the camera just slightly down here so you can see what's happening. The right leg slides back and behind, and I tap out just onto the side here. Slide opposite, back out. This whole first set we're going to stay high. Yeah, the next set will actually touch the floor. But let's keep this focused into the left glute. So as my right leg goes back, I'm loading out here on the left side of my hip. That is essentially what I'm trying to get you to work on. Okay, so change legs. Left leg going back now. Same idea, shooting out about between 30 and 45 degrees. Loading now the right hip. 3, 4, 5. See if I can get myself back in here. 6, 7. Don't know why I'm counting because we're going for time. 8. 2 more guys, 10 seconds. 9, 10. I'm sure we can fit one more in. Let's do it. And 10. Okay, next one was the high pike. So I'm going to use 2 of my handles, or 2 of my little mitts here. Or you can use socks, or you can use a towel, whatever you like. But now it's that slide. So push up behind your shoulder blades and just start tucking your knees. This one we're going to stay in for 80 seconds. Remember the pull here is like down deep inside the navel. Hollow that and then pull the knees in. And what you can do is when you're in nice and slow, when you're in nice and close, put some pressure into those knees going down, but don't touch the floor, and just feel that burn settle in. This is an ab exercise, but done correctly, it'll be a really strong thigh burner. Okay, keep going. When you're out at the very end, flex your quads. Drag in, flex, drag in, flex. So that there's no let up for that burn. And I'm feeling that now. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Keep going, guys. Slow. Make sure your body weight stays forward in those arms. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay. Elevated, Pleeease. So here is where you can actually use a chair in front of you or the wall beside you. Go up high onto those toes. You can just see them in the camera there. Okay, and then let your knees go down and out to the side. Remember this one? 2. So remember also that we're tucking the bum under slightly. We don't want to feel the glutes in this one. This is more about the adductors or the inner thighs. So let's make sure we can feel that stretch. After day 2, you should know which muscles you are working. And so this should be easier to get into. Position should be easier to get into. Halfway through, guys. Make sure your heels are really high. You want those lower legs, the calves, to be burning as much as the top inner thighs. 22 seconds left. 15 seconds. Stay with me, guys. Do not let those heels drop. Keep them really high. I've got the arm out here just to counterbalance my chest. If it's here, see what happens with my gravity automatically. And so there I can lean back. That's time. Right leg kickbacks. Touch the ball of the foot onto the inside of the knee and extend back, okay?
2. As I do that, I'm bending my supporting legs. So this is a little bit more like a back kick, your martial arts back kick, as opposed to the ballet back lift. You want both legs working for every single exercise today. We have another 10 seconds here. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Same thing. Touch the ball of the foot on the inside of the knee and just go back instead of forward, which was what we did for the front kick. Make sure you're lifting it as high as you possibly can. The side of the glute is actually engaged in pulling that leg up. Yeah, you're not just swinging your leg, you're focusing on the muscle which you want to be working. The right leg, the grounded leg, as you go high, you're still pulling on the back of that hamstring. So that's really, really why I like this exercise. You get 2 for the price of 1. Time, we're gonna go back to the very beginning, which was the slide out. Just gonna adjust the camera slightly. That should do it. Okay, so the slide out, yeah? This second round, already 10 seconds into it, sorry about that. This second round, make sure all the technique is really spot on. This is the last time you're doing this for this whole 2-week blitz. So let's make sure we're getting as much as we can out of it. I hope you've been sticking with the nutrition so far, and I hope you enjoyed the 2 days rest. You need to rest during chain slides. You need to rest during any of these things. The rest is actually as important as all the work that you're doing. Not to say that you can rest all the time, but really focusing on or having those couple of rest days in between will allow the body to recover and give it a boost when you go back into it. If you're just hammering, you're not going to see any of the results until after the very end of it. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sissy squat. I'm going to face the other way. Okay, use your chair or your wall. Go high onto the toes and remember, sink those knees forward. If you're feeling this in your lower back, it just means you're leaning too far back. Keep the stomach nice and engaged. So now from my knees, through my hips, through my shoulders is one straight line. And I try and maintain that throughout. Yeah, so already I'm only 4 reps into this, 5 reps. And it's already kicking in right above the VMO. Not the outside of my quad, that's important. I don't want it on the outside of the quad. I want it just on the inside, just on that teardrop muscle. We've got just over 30 seconds left. And during this 30 seconds, take a bit more time and let it sink a little bit deeper. Let that burn really settle. Good, 20 seconds guys. Let it drop forward. Let it drop forward. Again, work with your limits. What you'll find is the next time you go back into this, or if you're doing another routine and you find this one, you come back to it, you'll be a little bit stronger. The muscles will be engaging as you need them. You'll be able to get just that little bit deeper. Okay, front kick. So right leg first. Touch the ball of the foot onto the inner part of that thigh, or the inner part of that knee, and stretch it forward. We're going to take it really slow this time. Slow for leaning out, I find works so much better than like hammering everything. So slow burn is what we're after. 20 seconds. Make sure you're feeling it on that VMO. I don't wonder how many times I can say VMO in the one video. 3 seconds. Give me one more rep. Good. Chain sides. Okay, let it go forward. Let it go forward. Make sure that supporting knee is moving out, not straight forward. I don't want it straight forward. You want both knees turned out slightly from one another. If it's going forward, there's too much tension over the kneecap, and all that's going to do is lead to injuries. So let's keep it slightly turned out. And we've got 15 seconds and I've just sped it up. I really want you to slow it and keep it slow. 6 seconds, give you 2 more. 1, flex it. 2, flex it. Okay, next one was the grounded RDL. So remember, drop the fingertips, this time beside the midline of that foot and stretch up. So yesterday we did the active RDLs, as in one leg RDLs and dropping down to the floor. Now, we're keeping everything under tension the whole time. So it's the same move, but just loading it a little bit for a little bit longer. And it's already tired from yesterday, which means this one is now fully loaded. One more, change sides. So all the energy that's around the area, so all the stored energy gets used up. That's what we're after doing. Drive. Try to keep your back straight. Don't allow it to fold in too much, especially if you're going to let those fingertips leave the floor. Fingertips on the floor, guys. Okay, 12 seconds. Lift high. Even though your leg wants to drop to the floor, lift high. Give me 1 more for 3 seconds. Go, and done. Okay, curtsy slide. Okay, so right leg moving first. Remember, this is in and behind you at about 30 degrees, 30 to 45 degrees. Oh, and I promised we would touch the floor. So touch the floor on the inside of your left foot with your right hand. And you'll notice just here on the outside of your left hip is where all the load comes. That's perfect, that's the muscles pulling apart. And once they're pulled, then you drag them back in. This is where the term long and lean comes from, or those lengthening exercises, is everything is focused on the eccentric load. Good. So left hand now, left hand touching on the inside of the right foot. Sorry, I didn't say change. But left leg sliding. All of my weight is staying on this front leg. The fact I'm reaching for the floor means my right hip is opening out just a little bit more. 12 seconds. Give me 2 more reps for the last 5 seconds. 1 more, guys. That's it. Okay, the high pike. So take both slides, or put your both feet onto the one towel. Go into a high push-up position. Remember here that we're pushing up behind the shoulder blades, and we're keeping that tension the whole time. So this set, I want you to focus on where the drag is. So I've got my knees, basically, I can feel the floor just underneath it, but I'm not resting at all. So now the focus pushes more a little bit towards the top of the thigh. Oh yeah, that's really good. Top of the thigh. And also the stomach. The fact I'm just really concentrating on where to place them makes everything work that much harder. We still have 32 seconds left. Place them down, do not lift your bum into the air. Really close to the floor. If you've got a carpet, then your knees should be brushing along the carpet without resting. If you've got a wooden floor, then the small hairs on your top of your knee should be, you should feel that floor, but not resting. Oh, abs are on fire now, this is good. Okay, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'll say that rest is actually much enjoyed. All right, spin around. Elevated plie, go high onto your toes. My heels are about shoulder width apart at the moment. That's the position. Knees go really, really far out. Like, if I could get it to 180 degrees, I'd be a very happy camper, because that's ideal, that's where I want it. So I'm gonna push on every single rep to try and get it out to that 180 degree. And that's straight left, straight right. And as I pull, I'm imagining a Swiss ball between my knees, yeah? So I'm squeezing that Swiss ball. The Swiss ball is those big exercise balls. So I'm squeezing that Swiss ball. in between the back of my knee. That's where the focus has to be. So really the drop is easy, the up and the very peak is the hard bit. If you've got this correct as well, you should feel that the midsection sort of lifting and engaging. It's a really strong, really good exercise, especially just using your body weight, and especially because the gyms are not open. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and time. Final one was the back kick, guys. Touch the ball of the foot onto the inside of the knee. This time I want you to scoop, but scoop high. I'm going to turn my hip out just a little bit for this one. Get it a little bit more on the side, but I'm also going to lift that leg right up. Lean it forward, lift it up, lift. Let's see if we can keep the same height for the whole 40 seconds. There's no way I could keep my balance if I wasn't holding the wall. If you can do it without holding the wall, send me a video of that. I'll be very impressed to see it. It means I'll have to work harder to try and match you. Change sides. Turn both feet out, tap the ball of the foot on the inside of that knee. Lift and scoop high. Turn your foot out just a little bit and you're going to get slightly higher with that lift. Go. Remember, you're going to bend your supporting leg. I want that hamstring like really, really lengthened and pulled. And so I'm kind of dropping away from it. Dropping away from where my leg is lifting, which loads the belly of the muscle, not high up at the insertion or the origin, but actually right in the middle, right in that belly. And that's time. Okay guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining. That was actually quite challenging. I'm loving these 80-second marks. So tomorrow we are on to, what are we on to? Day 3 plus 10 seconds on everything. All right guys, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. If you actually joined along and you really enjoyed this, then leave us a comment, show us some love, and yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. All right team, I'll catch you tomorrow. Ciao.